Hi, I am Lee from Normandy Atelier. Today we are going to paint a quiet French morning. I thought it's a fun idea to paint something inspired by French morning in a garden or something with baguette and croissant and a cup of coffee in the spring. So yeah, I hope you enjoy your time with me. For my materials today, I am using an A2 canvas paper. I like to use those because they are easier to storage. I am using acrylic paint. My colors are titanium white, Mars black, raw umber, raw sienna, light green, primary yellow, and purple. Also, I have few brushes. I have number 18 flat brush, number 8 flat brush, number 4 bright brush. Also, I have number 6 rounder brush, number 0 and 000 round detail brushes. Also, I have this small flat brush. I might use it, I might not. And we need also some kind of a pencil or a piece of chalk just to do a little bit of a sketch. Also, we need a cup of water to clean our brushes and some kind of a paper towel just to dry them. And that is everything we are going to need today. So the first step, I just want to make or to start my process by just doing a base coat. I am mixing a tan color. I just mixed a little bit of raw umber with white, nothing else. And I am keep like spinning it until it's mixed through. Then I can grab my number 18 flat brush, get a little bit of water on it because start the process, and I can do the entire canvas with this tan color. We can go gray, but I thought I wanted a little bit of warmth underneath all my other color that are object that I'm going to paint. And the tan color will provide me with that. It will be better if we have burnt umber. I don't have that in my palette today. I have raw umber, so it is what it is. And I will just go from left to right until I paint the entire thing. And I hope that I mixed enough because I always paint mix less. But if I mix less, we can do mix the same color again or something similar. When I ran out of a color, I mix a little bit more. Sometimes it will be the same, sometimes it will be a different, but colors like very similar. For me, that doesn't bother me or something like that. It's fine. So I'm going from left to right, nothing fancy, to just cover the entire canvas. I don't always do a base coat. It depends about the scene and what I am painting. But doing a base coat when I have a big mass of the same color, I will do that. And if I want to add, because when we add colors over the other colors, they will be a little bit see-through sometimes. They will carry the same atmosphere from the color behind them, which is different from the white. So yeah, it will just carry that atmosphere, and this is what I wanted to do today in our scene. Right, I mixed more. See, it's almost the same, not exactly, but it's fine. I don't mind it. Anyway, we are going to add way more colors to them later. And if the colors are not fully like mixed, also that is fine. But this base color or base coat will provide me the base coat for the floor and for the wall that I am going to paint today. So yeah, we just keep going from left to right until we cover the entire thing. And it takes a little bit of a time, especially when we are using like a big canvas. A2 for me is really big, but it's fine. I felt like it's a nice size for this painting that I am trying to paint today. I could have like cut it in half and did an A3, for example, but I didn't feel like it today. Most of the time I will paint on A3. It's my favorite size for painting, or for the canvas, but A2 is really nice as well. I like to do those A2, A3 and A4, because like most of the time when I find a stretched and primed canvas, they are a little bit different in ratio, and I prefer those like when I am like doing a sketch sometimes or something. It's easier just to carry everything to the big canvas because the ratio will be the same, and that is easier for me. And I like the size, like this A3, A2, and A4. But yeah, you can always change your canvas size if you don't want to. If you are painting with me, that is always good and fine. So yeah, now I am finished. I'm just going from left to right, just to, if there are some places that they are not fully painted, I can just touch them. If there are some kind like big spots of like here of paint, they can get a little bit smoother, and I don't have a glob of paint that is not mixed or something like that, from left to right. And yeah, this is everything for the step. Just make sure to dry the canvas so we can move to the next step. So the next step, I want to separate my wall from my floor and do a second coat on them just to separate them and to indicate some light and some shadows, start the process of that atmosphere. I am going to add a little bit of maybe black on my bright brush. The bright brush is really nice. I'm just adding a little bit of water, just a little bit of black, and the bright brush is really firm, that add control. And this is here, like, see, I measured them outside the canvas here. So this is here, this is the halfway canvas, the center from the left. This is the quarter way, like from here to here. I want my wall to be here. And from the other side, again, this is the halfway or the quarter way. I want to arrive in some way in this vicinity here. So it will be in the middle between the quarter of the canvas and the end of the canvas. And I'm going to do some kind of a line that connect those two together, something like this. Doesn't need to be straight. I can add a little bit of water to my brush just to make the paint a little bit fluid. Something like this. And now I have my land or my floor and my wall. Now I'm going back to my number 18 flat brush, and I want to start the process. So I will make the edges around the wall a little bit darker and a little bit lighter in the middle, and I'm going to add a little bit of a sunshine as well. I'm going to use my original color that I mixed, the tan. I'm going to definitely use black, brown, white, and I'm going to see if I'm going to use yellow and raw sienna. So at the beginning, I'm going to have a little bit of brown and my tan together, and I'm just going to do here just like round motion or something. I can start from this side. I can have them together. On the canvas, and do the shadow part from this side here and from this side here as well. Just round motion and see how darker it is compared to what we established before. Again, these two colors together. That will establish all the shadows that I'm going to have from everything that I will have on the wall, like the plant, the flowers, the garden scene that I am like imagining to have. Something like this. It rise here and up, of course, here. could be darker in some places. Like if it's darker here, I can counter that with some tan. Do the circular motion. Now I can go only to my tan. I can have more tan here without cleaning my brush, and I can intermingle that with the color that I established before. Here, for example, go in and out. Well, they can blend a little bit, they can talk to each other. And from the other side as well, like this. And it's like, I'm not even measuring them. I don't even know where they are coming. Or arriving. I'm just trying to have this colors talking to each other here. Up here more. Just to have some kind of a transition between the light and the dark. And now I can have white and tan together, so it will be lighter in the middle. We can stop just by adding this light, but I thought maybe I need more other colors here, like maybe a touch of raw sienna and yellow, and just a teeny tiny touch. I don't need a lot, just to indicate sunshine and warmth here in the middle. Yes, see, it's immediately like it was really cold before with just the white, but just adding these orangey tones here from the raw sienna to indicate sunshine, and maybe it's the evening, maybe it's the early morning. This is why I felt like this color is really nice here. More from this with white now here. Yeah, that looks really cool. I am losing lots of this tan color. I'm going to add a little bit of brown. I feel like I want it darker here. Just brown. Add that here from left to right, maybe even touch of black or something. Mixing that up. Touch of white and the color that I have, just to do a second coat in this like section here. Maybe some white for the sunshine, even here, stronger. Again, if it's too much, I'm going to counter that with some brown and white on my brush. And I can just counter that. Technically, I'm just adding the tan again over it, just to tone it down a little bit. Because it was too much for me, I can add just white over it now here. Look into it from behind, I feel like it needs more tannish tones up here. And I don't mind doing all these layers, it's the opposite. I like adding all these layers in top of each other. That will add atmosphere. Something like this. Now for here, I'm just going without cleaning my brush. I'm just going white and maybe a touch of black, and just do whatever, like from left to right. Maybe a touch of water as well. Just a different tone and systematic, something like this. Maybe more white now. Touch of brown and black. I am not even thinking about doing a solid color. I just want to separate them, feel this a little bit lighter than this maybe, and to So we can understand that, oh, it's the land, it's the floor of this garden, and we are just, it's a different, I don't want a flat color. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't want a flat color, that's why I'm adding all these tones together, black, brown, and white at the same time on my brush until I have these tones together. See, some places are lighter than the others. Great. Maybe some brown here. Something like this. That looks great. Now I'm going just to go with black. Just to add to this line, I don't want to lose it completely. Here. Like it's the shadow or something here. Something like that, that is good. And I think, yes, this is everything for this step. So the next step, I want to work on my floor. I want to add some kind of a stone effect or something like that. And I'm going to use my round brush because I can use only the tip of it. I'm just going to add a little bit of water. And I can start with some black and brown with a touch of water, and I can do whatever design I feel like I want on the floor. It could be just some kind of, maybe, I don't know, something like this here. Maybe add more black to it. And it could be like smaller here. We can do whatever design we are thinking. Maybe this is like here big and round a little bit like this. Why not? And we don't even see the other edge of them. Maybe this is a little bit longer like this, and it's coming here, and this is here coming like this. The other one is here going and coming like this. I'm going to fix the lines later, but something like this. We can do whatever design you want to do, but I'm trying to make them bigger from our side and a little bit smaller from behind, but it's not even necessary. It's a very small place, but I felt like, why not? This maybe. Maybe this is a little bit like this. Like this here, coming like this. See, I'm not even keeping them in the same size or in the same place. This is too big. I'm going to fix that later, it's fine. Just indicate something like this. Maybe this is closed here. And this is coming up here. Like this maybe. We have a bigger one here. From this side, it's like coming big. We can make them even systematic if we want, but I don't know, I like the organic shapes. We can do them like we have 6 lines from the outside, or squares, triangles. I'm just doing organic shapes like this because it feels fun. I don't know. something like this. And I like those type of steps because they're a little bit therapeutic. You can just spend some time doing nothing, not talking, not doing anything, just paint these shapes. And I don't know, you can forget about your day, about what's happening in the world, about everything, and just focus on some tasks like this. Makes me smile when I talk about it, because if you are having anxiety or something, that really helps, for at least for me, it helps a lot. And I feel like my brain just switch off, but it can exchange gears and just focus about what I am painting, what I am doing, and forget about many other things that is happening, which is great. Maybe it's my creative mode or something, I don't know. Something like this, maybe like this here. Yes. And maybe like here. Something like that, that looks good. Not really happy about those are too bad, but they are going to be covered with like lots of plants as well, so it's not fine. Like I like them more from this side than this side, but it's fine. Now with the same brush I can add to them. So now in each one of them I can add some atmosphere. I imagining my light to be like maybe up and on the left. I can add even like some white to them like this with my dirty brush on some sides. Just add different tones on each and every one of them so they can feel a little bit more organic. We can fix some of the lines that we had. Maybe I can have some of the tan color here to fix this line. It's too big for me here as well. If I don't like a line, I can just erase it like this here as well. And add more lightness on some parts like this. This here definitely need lightness. Just fix some of the lines. Like here I don't like it as well. Just make it lighter maybe. Just add a second coat, something like that. We can even add burnt sienna, white and yellow on my dirty brush just to add some sunshine on some of them, like this here. Maybe we have sunshine. I don't even know when. I'm going to add definitely some. I wanted to say some, and I could have, like, I'm going to add shadows and stuff like this later, and I could have done the entire this section before all these layers, and then I did the separation, but it could work like either way. I just felt like I can do them in this manner, but there is no good way or bad way just to do them. As you see, I'm just adding those colors over each other. Now I can just go to black, white, and a touch of brown just to make some tannish colors again on my dirty brush. And I can just add more tones here and there. These lines are too big. We can just diffuse them here and here. Again, black, brown and white. Here, for example, I don't like this line. Get rid of it. Something like this. White. Still see lots of shadows in this part here. It's adding white, more white now. And not blending it very well, just to indicate that, oh, it's like hitting the light it's catching the light a lot, and it's some kind of maybe not reflective material, but you know, stone, sometimes you feel look at it and say, oh, it's really like shiny or something. Yeah, something like that. I'm not imagining it to be marble, but just stone. Maybe there are some water, maybe there are just the morning or the evening, as I said. I feel all these colors will look more reflective at this time. Something like this. Even the stones here, I can replicate them again on the other side. Here, for example. Just add a little bit of them. If it's again too much, like here, you can just tone them down like this. I don't want to forget those. That looks good. This is here, this line is too big for me, so I'm just going to fix it like this. Any line that we don't like, we can just add lightness and diffuse it to the edge. Here as well, with the tan color. So we get rid of all the bigger marks. Of course, we could have done this in a different brush, a smaller brush, but I like this brush. It works very well for me. Even if I'm going to do multiple steps, I'm going to do multiple steps anyway. I always do that. So yeah, because again, I like layering the colors, and I'm adding the tan color over the brown. It will dry darker anyway. Even or it seems like two steps. Like it helps with the atmosphere. It helps with like the layering that I like. Keep them like this. Is good. Is here too much. Diffuse it a little bit. And this here as well. Some of the tan color. But again, we are going to add plants to it later, so it's fine. But yeah, I feel like it looks good, and just I feel like I'm forgetting those here up because I feel like it looks like it's more of the, and it's very close to the wall, so I'm forgetting them. Don't want that. Something like this looks really nice. This is everything for this step. So the next step, I want to put the first layer of my greenery, my plants, on the wall, and also the one that are sitting near the wall from down. I mixed a dark green color because my light green is like almost like an onion green. What I did, I just mixed green and black just to make some kind of a darker shade of tone. And I'm using my number 8 flat brush, and I can start from like just to put the first layer of them, and I can add the first layer of them like this. I don't want them to go too much beyond a quarter mark. Like I want them to be, I have a big mass up here. Sorry if it's moving too well, too much. Yeah, I just fixed it with some tape. I hope it's going to work. Again, I'm going to add the greenery up here, and I feel like this brush is too small. I'm going back to my bigger brush, number 18. Yes, it's easier like this. If it has too much water, I can just squeeze it on the palette. And from the other side as well, I'm adding the same color. and I don't want to arrive really past this point too much from the mass, the initial mass, but we will have some branches that they are longer, and from the other side as well here. Some of them like longer, some of them is smaller. Just think about them as just mass of the leaves. Anyway, we'll roll with it. Or maybe I'm just being over dramatic, I don't know. Something like this. Maybe there is some kind of something that is coming to this vicinity. Maybe here there is something like this. The plant, the branches, I mean. Maybe there is something that is coming here. Why not? I don't know where did this came from, but maybe there are some plants here. Like this. They don't need all of them, doesn't need all of them to connect to each other, but something like this. We have some few of them smaller coming here, like this, and up here I just want to paint the entire up here with green. I don't want to see lots of the background color. Something like this, that is nice. Now here, I'm not going to use this brush, I'm going to use the smaller brush. I can just do some kind of like a plants coming from here maybe. It could be my plants here. Something like this. From the other side, I also could have a plant coming maybe here, like this. Like this, and even with the same brush I could have some plants here like this. I don't know what they are, but they could be here. Maybe some of them is like here. I don't know, something in my brush. I can just have some plants coming up near the wall. I don't need to do it all, but it's fun. Something like this. This here is really big. I want to cover it, all the entire thing here. And we are going to add to it later, but this is just the first step. When you are like done with your plants and the grass and stuff like that, we can move to the next step. So the next step, I want to work on my shadows on the wall and some here on for the plants. I'm going to use brown, black, maybe purple, just to add other tones. I'm not sure, but if I'm going to use purple, I'm going to use them mixed with other colors. So I'm going to start with brown and black on my number 8 brush, and whenever I did those here, the plants, I can add shadows under them. This is too much. I can add shadows. I don't like the brown shadows. I don't even like this brush, I feel. And I can just dab that. Going to go to my round brush, I feel. Yeah, I needed the round brush. Again, brown, black, and purple. Going just to mix that color. I got just this very dark shadow. I'm just dabbing my brush. I don't want to have too much. And I can have some of the shadows here and there. And remember, my light is up. So up in the left. So some of the shadows will be here. We'll have shadows here. Something like this. Even here, some of the shadows. Maybe here we will have a big mass of shadow here. I like this color now. I'm just deepening the color by adding more black, and as you see, I'm dabbing my brush on the palette like this, so I don't have a lot, and I can just control whatever I have still. Here, the shadow will be from this side, and I can have the same effect or the same shape of the object like this. Behind them, something like this. Even here we can add shadows in between. Here as well, here. And this is not the last step. We are going to add more to these plants in the future. So some of the shadows will be hidden more. So if we make the shadows too much big or something, that is fine. If we didn't like them, again, fine, because we will add to them more later. But for here, I'm adding this. So when I do this, this branch here will feel like it's like coming off the wall and casting the shadow. And it's not like stick to the wall. Even if it's stick to the wall, it will be away, like it will be closer to, like if I did the shadow here, it will be like they are connected, you know, almost connected. But here, like this branch is way off from the wall. That will add to the dimension, of course. And we can continue with this brush. Up here, I need more deepening these shadows here. And the shadows, as you see, they are not connected. I can still see some light colors. I can see some dark colors. And adding the purple was great. If you have blue, if you want to add blue, like ultramarine, for example, that could really work as well, just to add different kind of a tone. Or maybe just black. I didn't want to go only black today. I don't know why. I felt like the purple. Maybe because I am adding purple to the flowers later. But that would be a different tone, different kind of purple. But yeah, something like this. Here, for example, we have some shadow. Here. Maybe here, like this. And some of the shadows could be, like I could have shadows that for objects that they are not even here, you know? Like maybe if I added shadow here, like this, maybe there are branches of a tree like here and they are casting a shadow here. So we can have those here in the darkest places that we already established. I can have all these marks that indicate some kind of an atmosphere or something that is casting a shadow here. But I don't need to overdo it, you know? Here, for example, I can have some like this, like here. Again, whenever I did the shadows before, I will add them even in the lighter places. Again, that will work because like there are objects here that cast shadows even in the the places that we have the light, the sunlight, and yeah, something like this. And I want shadows on this as well, on the plants here. I'm going to add some these dark marks between and up. And as you see, like everything here is a little bit impressionistic. Great, that will add. I feel I like impressionistic in any way, but I can add these shadows here and systematically, and they will just add to the background behind our table and our breakfast setting that I'm going to paint later, or attempt to paint later. But again, these shadows here, we can add them in a different manner or different tones, different ways. Something like this, as well as here. And even I can add some of the shadows here. As well. And these colors I can add touch of water, dab it, and make it even more see-through, and can diffuse it more. Even here we can have a shadow of the wall itself. Like here, shadows and shadows. Here, of course, they don't need to be too dramatic, but if we want, we can make them even more dramatic. It's a personal choice, I feel, but I really like this purpley tone color for the shadows. It feels really nice, and I can just add this. Here again, touch of water with a dirty brush or with this dark color, and I can add this and diffuse it. So we still see the lines, we can still see everything behind it, but with this tint of a shadow, something like this. And maybe here we can, if it's too much, I can just diffuse it a little bit. If it's like still, we can just add a little bit of water to it and just diffuse it like that. We can add a little bit of white maybe here. Diffuse this a little bit. And here as well. If I didn't like some kind of a shadow, I can just add white and brown and just diffuse it. Add a little bit of a something to it so it doesn't feel like it's too invasive. And here as well, just this white. Yeah, this is everything for this step. So the next step, I want to finish my plants, adding lights to them, adding shadows, adding dimension, stems, all that kind of thing. So the first thing, I have my dark green. I'm going to keep it, but I also have my light green. And I have my light green, again, it's like almost a neon green, so I'm going to mix it with a little bit of yellow, just to make it more natural. And now I can add more with this color here and there. And again, I don't want to lose everything that I did. I'm not going to cover the entire greenery that I did before, so I'm just going to add those leaves here and there, just to indicate, oh, this is above the other object, it's catching light, something like this. See, we are still seeing the original color. It could even go up behind it. And I like that it's very strong green now. And we can add this. We can make it more natural, but I felt like I really like this. Very vibrant green. And maybe here. It's coming like here. And from the other side as well. Maybe here we have some greenery here. Maybe we have some greenery here. And we can make them as thick as we want. We can make them, can add a little bit of white to them, and that will help with the opacity. In some places it doesn't feel like the same color everywhere. Maybe you have a cluster here, maybe you have a cluster there, maybe here. The white helped a lot to make it more natural now, I feel, but I don't need to add it everywhere. Maybe here. White now on my brush, dirty brush, and I can have some here. That will add layering, that will add all these tones together, that will add like layering, and we can understand these objects are in front of each other, they are not flat. We can go with them like this. That looks really nice. Looking to it from behind. I need more green from here. Here a little bit like this. Going only green now from the tube, adding a different tone to it. See, it's how different it is. And I'm adding just this darker, the light green from the tube here, behind my shadows, here from this side as well. Maybe a little bit here, maybe here. Just dabbing it, I'm not doing much. Now this is too much for me. I can add another tone over it like this. And see, I have all these different shades of green. They are not systematic at all. And some of them has different tones, some of them has more white, some of them is like, as you see, this is very vibrant here, and this is here the original color. I can go to the more yellowy green. I can add this here. This yellow green is really great. I can add this here. I can add the darker green as well, because I didn't like the something like this. I can go with white now on my dirty brush, add more lights. I can go like this. I feel like I'm going just to clean my brush. I want to add a stem or something for these here. I'm just going to add brown and black, and I can just press. This is too much water. I can just have that color. I can press the brush until it's like it's a little bit thin, and I can do some kind of stem here. Maybe here, maybe it's coming here like this. That looks good. Maybe it's coming here. Maybe it's some kind of a tree or something that we are seeing here. I don't know, something like this. That looks good. Now I can have a little bit of white, or a little bit of actually burnt raw sienna. I don't want white, and I can add that sienna here just to indicate the light. Yes. And even for these here, I can add some of the branches, like here. You can have some of the branches even here. We don't need to do lots of the branches. We don't even need to add them, but we can if we want to. And I feel like I do want some of these branches. Maybe here we can see some going with even sienna. Something like this, maybe here. Sienna and the umber. I don't need to see those branches everywhere. They don't need to be connected, but we can see them some places. Great. Maybe here with Sienna and where is it? Because I added green here by mistake. Something like this. Maybe some here, maybe some here, like this. Let's add those. Don't need to be anything invasive, something like this. I'm going to adjust a little bit of Sienna for this here. Now I'm going to add a touch of black, and I can even add black here. Like I can go to my dark green, I can enhance those here. If I felt like there is too much of anything, I can just counter that. Now I can go with a light above it, like this, and maybe some white here. Yes. As you see, I'm just filling the gaps now with all these colors. If something is like, I don't feel like it's too much, I just can add more lightness to it. I can add even darkness here and there until like I am happy about it. Looking from behind, yes, that looks nice. Maybe just here a little bit of darkness here and there, light darkness, dark green to fill all these gaps, because I feel like I'm seeing too much of the shadows and not a lot of the greenery. And I can counter that with some of the lighter tones here. And here, like, there is all this shadow here. It doesn't have something that is casting that shadows on. So we can just add something else above. Darkness. I'm going to work on those now. I'm just going to have the lighter tones that I did, and I can have this here. So I'm imagining this to be the center. It could be like this. Just doing these sweeps here, over and above, and the original color that I did, just like this here. Now here we can have all these tones near the other side as well. Again, I don't want to get rid of all the dark color that I did. So yeah, now we can have this here. Some of them is like overlapping, some of them is like, as you see, the motion. They are coming from the center, I believe. I don't know what they are, these plants, but imagine something like this. It is nice. Here, I feel like I need this here. I can go with white and yellow together on my dirty brush, and I can have some even lighter tones here and there, something like this. Just soften these colors a little bit, adding these yellowish tones. I like the yellow tones over the green. Again, it will add all this effect that there are some objects behind, over and they are overlapping. That will add all this depth. Here a little bit. Too much. Something like this. Yes. That looks really nice. I can even have this still the remnants of the yellow. I can even add it here and there on the these here, something like this. I am looking to it, and yes, this is everything for this step. So the next step, I want to add some flowers from here and here, from both sides, and I am thinking about my flowers. So I'm thinking about having some white flowers, round flowers, and here we can have some kind of a light purple, violet, lavender flowers here. And for the first flowers, I want to add a darker base. So I'm going to add brown, going to mix white, brown, maybe a touch of yellow together. I want a tan color that is mostly white, like very, very light color. Something like this. It's even like lighter from the color that we did before, like this. And I'm going to add this color to indicate flowers. So maybe we have some flowers here. Just doing almost like a round shape with them. Maybe one here, maybe one here. Maybe we have smaller, like not smaller, like another one here, and maybe one here. Maybe we have one here. Doesn't need to be clustered as before. Maybe we have smaller ones here, like this, and maybe one here. Make it bigger, why not, like here. Maybe I have one here, and one here. Maybe smaller ones here, why not? Maybe here, 1, 2, 3. Maybe here. Maybe here, because we are seeing a bigger shadow, I can have 2. Maybe have one here, and maybe we have like here and here. All these are our flowers from this side. From the other side, I'm going to use my purple from the tube, and it's a very strong purple color. And now I can just have that purple, maybe with a touch of white to it, just to make it softer, and that helps with the opacity as well. And I can do my other flowers. Other flowers, I don't know what they are called, but they are almost like a triangle shape, and they can come like this, here like this. See, they are a little bit different shape from the other one, and I want them to arrive to somewhere in this vicinity, in the quarterway of the canvas. Somewhere they could be really big, something like this, because they are a little bit of it's like almost grapes. I don't want them to feel like grapes, but something like this. Maybe they are grapes, who knows. At this point, I should have made them a different color, but here we are. Something like this. That looks really nice. And maybe we can have them from the other side too, like here. We will have them here, like this. Here we can have another one here. Some of them longer, some of them like, but they will have this like cylinder. I don't even know what is this called, this shape like this. Something like this. I'm going to clean my brush, and now I'm going to work on these flowers because they are a little bit drier. And I'm going to have just white, and I can make them fluffy from like, I can choose a side and I can just add that color, the white, to them. my white is really see-through, but it's fine. We can do different layers or different few layers above them just to have the effect that I want, just like this. So you see we have the base, which is the tan color, and I'm just adding this here. Maybe I needed to do the flowers with different shade, which is gray at the beginning. That could have maybe helped, but I chose to do this color, which is fine. Trying to remember where I did all my flowers, maybe here, maybe here. And even with the white, I can have like small dots that will indicate maybe there are some smaller uh, flowers that we don't see. Maybe they are not fully uh, like they are not full flower. They are still like buds or something. Now with the white, I can go to the purple. I can have just a touch of purple with lots of white and do a very soft purple. This here, and now we can do the flowers. And we can just do something like this. Above them. I don't want them to feel great, so I don't want them to feel like round shapes. Keeping the edges a little bit softer, like this. And I'm just dabbing it. Like this. That is nice. Again, no grape shapes. Now I can go to just white. And I can even have some highlights. Like this. Some highlights here and there. That is good. And for those, I can go and I can have a little bit of a darker gray color, black and white. I'm just going to strengthen some of the details here with gray so I can have a different tone near them. But the gray is a good idea before when I mentioned it. So I'm adding it over the darker side of them just to enhance them a bit, like this. I'm going to get some yellow. I'm just going to have some kind of a center to them here and there, just some yellow. Something like this. Maybe here, a little bit of a yellow center. Maybe here and here. And you can understand they are flowers like this. As I have these colors, I can go, I can clean my brush. Just to add to the atmosphere, I'm going to add some white, and I can have some petals of them here. Here, I'm just adding white, or the tan color. I'm going with the tan color at the beginning. Going black and white at the beginning, just adding those here. The petals, I'm going to add white to them in a minute. So we can, maybe there are some of them is like falling or something, maybe here as well. Now I can clean my brush and just add those petals here. So maybe it's the end of the spring, and because now it's May, and we have those here like this, maybe here, because we added that, I forgot, here and here. Something like that. That is nice. Now I can go to black and give them a little bit of a shadow, like this. A little bit of shadow under them so we can understand, oh, those are objects that they are casting a shadow here. Great, I'm going to clean my brush again, and I'm going to add the same thing with the purple from the other side. So I'm going to my purple that I mixed, the dark purple that I mixed, if I still have it. And we can have a few of them here, like this. Some of them dots. Some of them is like this, few petals here and there. Now I can go to the lighter shade and I can add that here. Here as well. I like to add those, they add to the story, like the world is alive, there are things that is happening, oh, like it's falling, there are plants, stuff like that. Now I'm going to add black and I can do a shadow like this. Doesn't need to be connect or something, but just adding a little bit of a shadow or a hint of a shadow or something. Here, for example, this here is not falling, not touching the shadow, so it's falling but it didn't touch the floor yet. I like that, so I'm going to add this here. Yeah, this is everything for this step. So the next step, I just want to enhance some of the here and there for the wall. I'm just adding a little bit of raw sienna, brown and white, and I can add some of these tones here. Maybe sunshine is coming behind these, from this side and here as well. I can even have it all over here. I didn't do that before because I didn't know where is my objects are going to finish. From the other side as well. It's a different kind of shadow, just to add this contrast between many things. So as we see, like, oh, there is shadow casting, so at the same time maybe there is some sunshine coming, and that will connect this side here to these sides here. Can do this here as well. And I can even take it here. It doesn't feel disconnected. Like this. And I can do a little bit of white as well. I can do some white tones between them as well. And if there's like lightness, I can indicate more lightness by adding the white here and there. With a touch of water if I feel like it's too not moving. Yes. Get like glaze or something. More of the sienna. That is everything for this small step. So the next step, I want to do a sketch for my table and my chair, everything that I want to paint. And I'm going to use my pencil. I think it's fine. If it's not working, I might go to get a piece of chalk, but a pencil. So I will start by finding the center of my canvas. So it will be here and somewhere in this vicinity. This is the center of the canvas. Going to mark it here. Find the halfway point between those 2 points here. I am like in the middle, so between here and here, it will be somewhere in this vicinity here, and that will be the edge of my table here. From the other side, again, this is the quarter way. This is the quarter way I want to arrive to somewhere in this. If this is the quarter way, this is the end of this canvas from the right. This is the midway point. I'm going to go up to arrive to the other side from this point. So it will be somewhere here. That will be my table. All this will be my table. And it will be like an oval shape. So we can do this here. From down here, I need to understand where it's going to arrive. If this is here the way, like the quarter of the canvas from this side and from this side, they are connected in this point. This here needs to connect to here. So I'm going to do this like this, yes. Like this, maybe. And from the other side, it will not arrive to this point. It will not touch. It will not touch here. So it will be a little bit here. Just keep it a little bit rounder. Like this. That is good. Like it's an oval shape because we are seeing it from the side, maybe, I don't know. And I can just fix it like this. Now I can get just an eraser and I can get rid of these lines from the inside because they are not right. But as you see, I am sketching in a very loose way. After that, we can paint over. This is the table, the surface of our table. Now, from this side and from this side, we will need to paint the legs of it. And the legs, so again, this is here the halfway of my table. I am a little bit in and up. I will have one leg here, maybe. Maybe this is a little bit up here. And this will be from the behind, like it will come here. Like this. And this from here, it will come here. And from to this side here. Like this, it will be the other leg. That is good. This is here, maybe here. And from the other side, we are going to, again, this is the quarter of the canvas, a little bit up and in, a little bit, just a touch. And that could be the leg from behind, and it could be coming, maybe there is something that is like connecting this here, like this, and it comes here to here, like this. And the other one is coming a little bit like similar to this here, and it will arrive behind here, like this. We have two legs. After that, we have our chair. For the chair, I'm going to use a piece of chalk and a pencil because it's like really dark here. And first of all, I need to understand where it's going to sit. So again, this is the center of my canvas, or this is where the edge of my table. So I'm going to go a little bit in, not a lot, and I will have a point. This here is the edge of my chair. And I don't want it to the chair. I don't want it to be as big, as high at this point. Maybe it's like here, like it's lower than this side. So here, I'm going to have it with a piece of chalk. So from here to here, and I can start by doing a diagonal line like this. And I want to understand where it's going to end. So this is the quarter way. I am inside that, like a few centimeters, like this, not a lot. And from this side, it will arrive almost to the halfway point between here and here. This is the halfway, but it's a little bit shy to it to the right. And then I can go with like almost a diagonal line, not a lot, something like this, to indicate the other side of it. And this side will end, if this is the quarter way, no, this is the halfway of the canvas, and this is the quarter way here. I am in between them, so here will arrive here. From the other side as well. So it will be something like this. It's a little bit crooked, we can fix it later. or we can fix it now. The other side of it, from here, it will arrive to the somewhere in the midway point between the quarter of the canvas and in the middle of the canvas. So it will be arrive somewhere here. It will be longer that one established before, something like this. And from the other side, maybe it's a little bit shorter. So we can do like this, yes. Like this, yes. Now we can do, I'm not going to do this. This point here, it needs to go up and on an angle like this, here. And it will arrive here and here. So like this, maybe. And here we will have the legs. And the first leg, it will arrive from this side here, and we will have some kind of a point, connecting point here. From the other side, it will be maybe the first one here, and the other one is like continue here and going there. That is good. Maybe the other one is just going to do an X mark or something on the other side like this here and here. But I feel like it's a crooked, so not good enough. So I'm just going to give it a more of an angle like this here and here bigger. Yes, like this. That looks great. And now I'm looking to it. I feel like it's a little bit crooked. I can fix it. Just make those lines like the same shape. They just need to be a little bit up here. This. This looks better to me. I can add some things. Like I want to add some paneling or something. I can do that now. Just a little bit up like this, here and here, like this. And yeah, we can move to the next step. So the next step, I want to paint the table and the chair. I'm going to start with the chair. I'm going to use my dark green. I want a green chair, so yeah. And I'm using my number 8 brush. Going out of this here. And I'm just going a base coat with this color. I want a green chair. Maybe it's like a metal. We have lots of those in France, especially in the gardens or parks, in parks in Paris, and for example. And I thought, oh, I want to paint something similar to those. Like every time I go to Paris, I sit there, so why not? Another one here. Or they could be wood and made of, or like made of wood and painted green. You see, yeah, the same, almost the same. And I can do this here. It's good. We don't need to get rid of our chalk marks by now, but I'm keeping them here as well. And I am not really concerned about the left side because I'm going to add some kind of a blanket or something just to indicate life. So, and painting will be easier on us as well. Something like this. Now I'm going to move to my round brush with some water just to continue the lines here. I don't want to add too much of, I don't want thicker lines or thick lines Can just control that better with this brush. Seeing that while making the make it thicker there, but it's fine. On the other side here. These are the hardest part for me because I have shaky hands no matter what I do. Easily. And we can have that here. As you see, this place here is empty because it's like we don't see it. The first leg, the second one. No. Good. Now from the other side, which one first? This one. Have the first leg here, the other one here. Again, water, adding a touch of water to the paint just to make it move easier. Yeah. Now we can go this here. If it's got a little bit thick, it's fine. It's not the end of the word, but yeah, trying to keep it. Maybe I needed to go to a smaller brush, but here I am. Just a bit here. For the table, I'm going to mix a dark gray color with black and white. I just want something darker than black, but I don't want to go immediately black now. After that, I can add shadows to this gray with black. And I'm just going to paint the entire thing. So I still have this with me. So I'm just going to do the table, the legs of it first. If I can see them. And I'm going to do the rest with the bigger brush. Like this. Trying to concentrate. And the other side here. It was too much, it's fine. Maybe like this. Maybe it's one of these tables that can fold over, Now I'm going to my other brush, my number 8 flat brush, because it's easier. It has some water on it already. Great. And I'm over my pencil mark. The pencil marks are harder to erase comparing to the chalk marks. I'm just going to paint over them like this. Keep this as round as possible. Like this. Good. And down. Like this. And this gray color would contrast well with what I'm trying. I'm not sure what I'm going to paint on them. Maybe some bread or something, so that will contrast very well with that. So I didn't want to do what is it called? Wooden table today, something like this. Now, because I can see them, I'm just going to erase this here and this point here. I don't need to see them anymore. They are gone. Did anything else? I think I remember I did something here. Yes, maybe this here. Yes. No, this is shadows. So yeah, now I have my table. I'm just looking to it and I feel it's a little bit crooked from this side, so I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger, like this maybe. Yes, it's better. Like this. That is good. So yeah, this is everything for this step. So the next step, I want to work on my table and my chair just to add dimension to them and can shadows and stuff like that. I'm going to use a small brush and I'm going to have an edge to the table so we can have two sides to it. And the first one, it will just add here, going from here to here. It will be a little bit smaller from this side and bigger here, but yeah, like this. And that is here only black. This, I can just move it like this. So now we created the shadow. What is it called? I had black, gray. I'm going to add more black because I added gray by mistake. Now we have this side of the table and it will be, I will add more to it now. I'm going to have some white and I can have an edge up here to the table here, maybe from this side as well. And I can have this edge with white here as well. Light or something coming from the light source. The light source is up, so I can just keep this color here and fiddle with it with white. Keep it gray from the other side, but white, maybe a touch of water with my white if it's not moving too well. Keep that colors. I can even have a touch of raw sienna and maybe even white and a yellow just to indicate sunshine and reflection and stuff like that. If it's too much, I can just mix it with white here and gray as well. And then I can add more white and just mix it up like this. Yes. Something like this. This is nice. You can go to my gray if it's too much, and I can mix it together on the fly here. And I can clean my brush. I can go to my gray, and I can just do a second coat from this side as well. Fix some of the lines. Even add some darkness with black and gray together here. Mix all these colors together, just make the gray connect the lightness with the darkness. But here the edge, I don't want to see the gray, I really want to see only the white. I'm adding just the white up to get rid of this darker edge. I don't want to see darker edge, like this, yes. And diffuse it a little bit from here as well. Now I can work on the legs, and those legs here are in the shadow, and those just add dimension to them. So I'm just adding some white and maybe some of them the sketching light here. I don't need to get rid of all my marks, but still from here as well, like this. Good. From the other side I'm going to go with black, maybe, yes, some black, at least up here. This maybe you can add some of the black here, maybe here up, darken them up, adding a little bit of white. Just add some white here on this side, down, like this. That is good, not a lot up here. Something like this. If it's too much, again, gray, like here, I can add some gray. I had some white, I don't need it, so I'm going to add just the gray now, a little bit of black, and I can fix this here with black. Yes, that looks better. Even here a little bit darker. Yes, like this. That is nice for that table. Now I can work on my chair. I'm just going to clean my brush. I'm going to go again my green that I mixed with a touch of white now, just to have a softer color, and I can have an edge coming up here. I love this green, like this, and it's here. So now we have an edge to our chair up here. I can get rid of the chalk marks like this, and I can add some light here, some lightness here. Again, those are metal, so they can be reflected. I don't need to add much, but still I add some tones, some highlights on the legs, not too much, just add two tones. From this side I'm going to make them a little bit darker, from this side as well here, maybe like this. Maybe we can have some lightness up like this here and here. Now I can mix that with my darker shade of green, because I want it to feel fully painted, and I don't want to feel like I have lines or something like that. I can have that here. I can even get a little bit of black. I can darken these shadows here, these edges, them up and below like this, with some black, like this. I can clean my brush. I don't want more black. I can go just to my darker green, and I can fix some of these here like this. The green working great, like this. Nice. I can have just white, and I can have just a smaller of the highlight up here from this side as well, like this, just white. I don't mind that they are a little bit thick and not blended. Just catching some light here. That is nice. From this side as well, maybe we have some lightness here. Up like this. And maybe up here can have some lightness like this. Now I can go black and dark green together. I can have this edge darken like this. Now I can go to the clean my brush. I don't want more darkness. I'm going just to darker green, and I can do a second coat here, get rid of these marks, the chalk marks, fix some of the lines, add dark, add the green over the white, just to add the hint of that color. I don't want to go white, like here and here. Going just white now to fix some of the lines here, like this. Add some of the highlights. Maybe some. I feel like I want highlight here. Yes, like this. From the other side, I don't want white, so I'm going to black and green, darker shade here, like this. Add some darkness, more darkness here, something like this. Maybe a little bit of darkness even from this side here, like this. And I can even have a highlight, a smaller highlight from this side, maybe catching light like this. Even down here I can add smaller highlights, not up, but maybe from like down here we have some highlights or something, but still I want it to be still this one, maybe just a little bit here. I wanted to keep still darker than the other one, so I'm going with the darker green. Add that. Now we can have some few tones here and there. Like this, go to my round brush. I can have a touch of black, and maybe we have some kind of this here, nails or something, I don't know. Here one, just the black. 1, 2, 1, 2. Like this. That is nice. Maybe one here. Definitely here. I'm going to add that from the other side, just black here and here, just round dots. Now I can clean my brush. I can have whites, and I can just enhance that with some white here over the black. When did we do it? Like here, maybe it's bigger. And here, and the other one here. Nice. I can add a little bit of white up here. I didn't enhance those like this. I can get to my green, and I can add more green here and here, second coat. I can go to the green. It's too much white for me. I can just enhance that like this. Add just the white up. But again, I don't want to lose that, like the greenery here. I feel like this is too much here. Yes, like this. And now I can go the white here and here, like this. And here I don't want to feel like it's an edge because I don't see it. Like this. Maybe just some greenery here because I don't want to feel too black on me. Now I can add some shadows here. So I'm just going to clean my brush. I'm going to go to my number 8, a flat brush. I'm going to have only black now with touch of water, and I don't want too much color, so I'm just even dabbing that even on my paper towel, and I'm going to do shadows here and here. And again, my light is up, so we can have some shadows here like this side, and from this side like this, maybe just a shadow here. Again with the same colors like this. As you see, it's really see-through. And from the other side as well. From the other side as well, we can add this shadow here. Now I'm going to go to the small brush. I can have black, and I can even enhance those shadows here. Those. You want them to connect to the legs of the table and the chair. Can understand that it's a shadow, it's connected, and all that things. And I can even enhance it here with this brush without too much moisture now. Something like this. That is good. Maybe here a little bit more darkness. Just going to clean my brush because I still feel like here it's a little bit see-through. So I'm just going to do another layer of green here, just here. Yes. I just noticed this. I don't like how it's coming here. Just going to add some green, and I'm going to make this a little bit bigger here. Like this, yes. And now we got rid of the edge already. I'm going to go with black, and I can just make this a little bit darker here. Yeah, this is so much better now for me personally. Yes, the green and the black. Now I can have some white, and I can have an edge to it here. Like this. Great. So yeah, this is everything for this step. So the next step, I want to do a cup of coffee, start the cup of coffee, maybe a piece of croissant here. Not sure if I want to do a baguette or not, and maybe some kind of a blanket from this side. And the cup of coffee will be a little bit big because the canvas is big. So maybe we can have it will arrive somewhere in this vicinity, it will arrive somewhere here, and it will be really large because everything is really big. Something like this, maybe it's a mug or something, and it will arrive like here, it will arrive here, like this. That looks good. And from here, it will be like here, like almost the same shape as before, something like this. That looks nice. I can have a plate to it from this here and here. Just a small plate under it, like this. Maybe this is here where the plate is sitting, like this. And maybe we need some kind of, I don't like this handle. Just going to change it. Laughing nervously. It will go up here and be like this. That is good-ish, something like this. And now I can do another plate for my croissant, but I can do my croissant first. And it's like a dough, so it could be like here, up here, like this, and can go up like here, like that, and this is the plate of it, like this, up here, on a plate like this, and this is like where the plate is in, something like this. Is like nice croissant here, and maybe it's just like this. And I can have a piece of bread here, a long baguette or something coming here. Maybe like this. Something like this could be our baguette. And it's just on the table. And we can have some kind of paper around it like this. So we don't need to paint it all. That's a great idea. So yeah, this is here. Here I'm going to paint it immediately later. But yeah, now we establish this, we can move to the next step. The next step, I'm going to do the base coat for this object and also for the blanket. I still have some of the color, the tan color that I used for the flowers. I'm going to use that for the base coat of the what is it called? The plates and the cup, which will provided me with some contrast and everything to the color that I have here, like this. Nice. And I'm using my round brush. Here I just need to have this a little bit of a line like this. And if I'm still going to see those marks, which is annoying because I did a pencil marks, I can always get rid of them later. I can try to erase them. Now I can continue with my cup here. And I can do the same color for the plates. Here, this. But I'm going to keep a space now between here and here. I'm not going, see, I'm keeping a space near the cup where it's meeting the plate, so I don't confuse myself with it or something like this. Can understand where the objects are ending and beginning, and here as well. Maybe that was not a great idea. I'm just going to keep this like this. I didn't like the adding of this here. Anyway, from here, I'm going to do the plates. And if the color are not moving, we can add a touch of water to them. I'm repeating this today a lot, but it really helps with these kind of steps. Even I can have the same color for the bag of the bread here. Like this. Nice. And again, same color even for the blankets. So we can have a blanket here coming, touch of water. I can have the blankets here. Maybe it's coming here and up and coming down. And from this side, maybe it's like here. Yeah, here, and it's coming from this side here. Going to paint all this with this color. and we can make it as long as we want. I wanted to arrive somewhere in this vicinity here, longer, and maybe it's going up here like this. Keeping unsystematic from this side, maybe like this, something like that. If it's a little bit see-through, it's fine. We can add lots of like atmosphere and detail to it later. I'm going just to clean my brush, and for my coffee inside here, I'm going to add a brown and burnt sienna. I'm going to mix them together just to have maybe a touch of white, just to have some kind of a chocolatey kind of a color for the coffee here, like this. Yes, I love coffee. We can think about it as hot chocolate as well, but I'm imagining it's coffee because coffee is the best thing in the world. Like this. And that is everything for no. I'm going to mix the same color but more burnt sienna, I feel, with this color, and I'm going to do the bread here, the piece of baguette here, arriving to this place here, and my croissant as well. Like this, up here. That looks so delicious. Now I want croissant. Sadly, I don't have a very good bakery around me, but there are lots and lots and lots of bakeries all around in France. So that is great. We can have it whenever we want. But yeah, this is here. And yes, this is everything for this step. So the next step, I want to finish the object, the bread, the cups, everything, the blankets, and I'm going to use the same colors as before. The previous step was like darker shades and lighter shades, and I'm going to start with some white here to add. To start I'm going to use my round brush to add some lightness here for this side for the blanket, like this, and also some black as well. Maybe here some black. Maybe here it's fabric, it will have bumps and ups and downs. So yeah, maybe here I had some green, I don't know where it came from. Again white, no green this time. And I can have some of this here, like this, highlights, especially from this edge here. I want it to be highlighted like this, from up here. I can go with some black. Just this, add this coat of white over it, keep it unsystematic, something like this. Especially down here, I want to add more white to them. Whenever adding white, it will indicate that the fabric is like catching like, and it's even like up. It's like clustering up, or not clustering, it's just folding up. I can have some gray here, just to indicate some shadows under the fabric itself. Here, maybe a little bit of darkness here. And as you see, some of them I am not even sticking to the original plan. I'm adding over them and behind them. Something like this that could indicate very well the fabric. But here it's like too weird for me. So first of all, I'm adding a shadow to it here. Like this. I can even have some white. Just white here. I can add some tan and brown and gray here. Something like this. I can have some white. Just have some white here. My white is really see-through, so it's like I need to add few touches of white here and there just to indicate that lightness. Keep some darkness here and here. I don't want to get rid of all the darkness that I had, so I'm adding more darkness sometimes. Something like this could work. Just I'm keeping the brush stroke to indicate where is the fabric and how it's like moving. Maybe it just needs some darkness here. Yes, something like this. It doesn't need to be exact. Just something representational of a fabric here, like this. Now I can work on the objects here. I'm going to have white. I'm going to have just the edge here with the tip of my brush with white like this. Something like this. Maybe the edge here catching light. And I can mix this light in. Like this. Good. Now I can have that here just to add a second coat, because again I don't want to have everything to be see-through. I can even mix it with white here to indicate the shadows. Down here I'm going to add some black or some gray even to indicate the edge here, that it needs shadowing here. Gray maybe. Like this. You can go to that original color, do a second coat here for the blades. And I can go to white, do that here, mixing it up and in to the object or to the shadows part, like this. Now I can have some black and I can do the shadow under this blade from here, so it could come here maybe like this. Only black now. Indicate the shadow here like this, going in. Can make it bigger a little bit like this here. And now I'm doing the shadows. I can do the shadows for everything. I can do the shadow for this one here, like this. And even for the baguette, like here. The baguette is a little bit up, it could cast a shadow or something. Doesn't need to be everywhere. Just shadows like this. Maybe the shadow is even taller, like here, because there is the shadow of the blade itself, mixing the darker shades here a little bit. Now I can clean my brush and I can have some white. This is too invasive here. I can have some white like this with the tan and the gray now. really don't like how they are connecting. I'm going to mix a color like this. Now I can go to black and do just a small line. Yes, like this. That is better than just a line. Indicate the shadow, and I can mix it a little bit up with the black here. Yes, like this. It's too wet, so my colors are not, they are mixing already in the canvas, but we can do a few layers like this. That is nice. To add some black here as well. I can go to white, fix this edge here. I can have a little bit of a black under them, like this. And from this side here. It's too much. I can go to my gray, mixing it up a little bit gray and white. From this side, like this. This is better here. What can I do? Yeah, I need to do the shadows here for this part. We have a shadow here, a shadow up here, this. I can go to white now, and I can do a highlight up, like this. Something like this. This is too invasive. I can counter it with like cream or tan and for the coffee itself, I'm going to have some sienna with white. Add another tone to it here. Just like this. Nothing invasive. I'm going to add the shadow of the cup from the inside. Like this with the gray. Now I can have some white, just touches of white, just to indicate some like reflection or something up on the coffee itself, like this. Now I can work on this plate. Again, same thing, white from the side. For the edge, like this. Now I can go to white and without cleaning my brush with the tan, do a second coat here. And I can go with the gray just to indicate some shadow of the croissant underneath here. And even from the other side like this. Nice. I can have some white, even to add a little bit of a highlight here. Maybe like this. I can have some black to strengthen the shadows here under this. Now I can have some gray, strengthen those here, or even some black actually. I hate that it's really hard when like colors are not mixing too much. That is not bad, but it's not what I want. I don't know what I want. Is this too much maybe? Like this, yes. Maybe the blade was just too big. Now I'm going to clean my brush. I'm going to add some white. Just like this. Some tan from the other side here. Add these two tones together. Something like that, maybe more white here as well. Okay, good. Gray from the other side. That's gray. What color do I need? Maybe brown? How to do with brown. Yeah. Like this, that is nice. Now I'm going with brown. I want to add some shadows and here for the bag itself, like this maybe, shadow from this side, maybe shadows here. Can go with white, can have an edge to it up here and here. Something like that, nothing too invasive, it's just a plastic bag and a paper bag. And yeah, just it will be, maybe have more texture like this with the brown, with the raw umber. Like this, that is nice. I can go with the original color, soften this up a little bit, add more white here, add more white here and here. It will be maybe a little bit of texture to it, or it's like catching light, or it's not like folding in or something. That is great. Now I'm going to clean my brush. I need to work on my croissant. So I'm having white with burnt sienna or raw sienna. I don't have even raw sienna today. Together, maybe a touch of yellow. And we can do the croissant from this side here. And we did before, like this. It looks so delicious. And the baguette as well, maybe here. This is the edge of it or something here. Like this, and it's maybe a little bit here. Like this is great. I can go to raw umber and sienna together, and I can have maybe just raw umber. Add more shadow here, like this. Keeping some of these shadows here as well. Nice. It's a little bit crusty. Oh my god, I love bread so much. Like this, that is great. I'm going to clean my brush. I want a golden color. Let me see if that is fine. Just to add more highlights to it here. Need more white. Let me check now. I added just a little bit of white now here. Yes. Like this beautiful golden color. I can add just some marks here and there just to indicate it's catching light or something. And if it's too much, we can again fix it. Like this. It's nice. I'm going to go with some raw sienna and other colors here. Go up over them. Don't want to go too light on me. Something like this. I can just to add the form here. I'm just going to strengthen the color with just burnt raw umber here. Yeah, I don't like this. Going to add those here to understand that it's like croissant shape, maybe more raw sienna. Now more white up here. It's white. I like the white with my dirty brush, I mean. But I feel like I lost something on this form here. I don't know what it is. I really hate it. I'm going just to fix this edge here. I feel like the croissant got too much bigger. We're adding some, fixing the edge here, adding more gray now. Maybe some black just to indicate the shadow. Like here. Now I can have some white. Fix all this here. Now I'm going to my round brush, cleaning it very well, and I'm going to draw the shape of the croissant. So here it will have a tip like this, and from here we will have the first layer to it, which is here like this. Maybe then the other layer coming here, another layer here, and something like this here and here. Keeping the shadows underneath, again like this. Now I can go to a golden color, something that I did before, and now I can enhance those a little bit with some lightness, maybe with a little bit more white, like this, just up here. Yeah, like this. Now it looks like a croissant. And just a little bit up here. I can have some yellow. I can have just a touch of yellow here. Maybe a touch of white right now. I can add just enhancement of whites up here, like this. I can just get some brown and burnt sienna just to make the dark here like this. Yes, maybe just a little bit here. I can go enhance the shadow under here like this, and yes, this is everything for this step. Now it looks like a croissant. Still the color is not what I started with, but it's good. Just to add some burnt raw sienna, with nothing else. And maybe some touches of brown, like this, just to indicate some different tones up. And yes, this is everything for this step. So that was the last step of our painting. I hope you enjoyed your time with me, and I hope you painted yourself a beautiful scenery in France, or inspired by France. And I hope to see you again in another video. Bye everybody.